Hey YouTube, Jonathan here. Um, so as I've posted on updates and on Instagram, if you follow me, I am doing a contest. This is not just a contest, um, but this is an anniversary of an important day in my life that happened today. 8 years ago, I was in a rollover. Luckily, I was the only one in the vehicle. Um, what had happened is I was coming home from finishing up takedown or breakdown of the archery range at a Girl Scout camp that I was the director of. Well, the director of the archery range, I should say. Um, I was driving home. About 8 cars behind me was my mom and my sister, and I can't remember if my dad was with them or not. I actually don't think that he was. I think he was at home. The only reason I say that is that I think my mom told me that she was on her way with my dad, that she just had to stop home and grab him. When I called her, I think. Like I said, I don't remember. Um, and I actually did not know my mom was about 8 cars behind me until she mentioned it a few years later. And my sister mentioned things that I did not know. Like she was actually watching as fire and rescue was making sure I was stable and everything like that. But that brings me to another thing that where I was, it was about 8-9 miles away from the town I lived in. So the fire crew that stopped by was actually from my town. So everybody knew me and my family, and one of the guys I remember there was a guy that I played football with, Ben. He was responding to me, and I was happy I kind of recognized his face, even though I lost my glasses and I couldn't see. But I had been in a rollover. It probably took him 2, 3, if not longer, to get out there because it's a 2-lane highway. But I had rolled my mom's Ford Explorer about 2, 3 times and came resting against a telephone pole. The reason I brought up that I actually knew the guys that were at the scene is um, one of them, or one of the guys that could have been there, happened to have known me for years because of Boy Scouts. His son got his Eagle, I got my Eagle. Well, he got his after me. But he actually broke down crying because he could have been called out to that scene. And honestly, I probably shouldn't have been alive, but somehow I got out of the vehicle on my own strength. And I just remember kind of collapsing, kind of being forced down to the ground by people that probably were like, what the hell, he's still alive. Until paramedics showed up. But I remember the sound of metal crunching around me. And ironically, I was life flighted out of the area, just because the local hospital, it's not really set up for trauma. So I had to go to Portland, Oregon. And that was 30 minutes at best, without traffic. And where I was, you couldn't do it because of traffic going into Portland. So I was life flighted out. And I just remember taking off and then landing and being rushed into my own private room. And I don't remember much besides from my male nurse that had a big ass tattoo on his elbow of a spider web. I remember seeing my parents and they broke down crying and everything like that. And just remembering everything is not the easiest thing. But that was 8 years ago today, and I'm celebrating it by having a contest. But this is just not for this anniversary that means a lot to me. Just because I got a second chance, and about a month after this rollover, I had a friend and a classmate that around the same stretch of road, or I was on the rural highway, he was also kind of on the rural highway around the same area, that got ejected from his car, and he did not make it. The car had rolled on top of him when he was thrown out. And I'm now looking at Facebook, his twin brother, I see his posts every now and then. And around this time, it's not the easiest time. Just thinking of everything that's gone on. Because I really should have been killed in that wreck, but I wasn't. So I'm thankful, and that's why I'm on updates and on Instagram. I said I was going to have a contest. But I was talking to Angela through messages, and she's mentioned that I am close to my 100. So why not also include that in this contest? So this is not only about the anniversary, but this is about my 100 subs contest. The rules on this contest are going to be as follows. You have to be a subscriber to my contest. This way I can also get to my 100 subs. And I want people that are actually my subscribers doing this contest. There's two ways to enter. The first way is to leave a message down below of what you're grateful for. Now this is what's going to kind of differ from Brother Brutar's contest about his anniversary with Sister Skipsy. And I actually want you guys to take your time and think about this, because today's date means a lot to me. Not only because the fact that I could have died 8 years ago today, but I know it's kind of stupid, but tomorrow's my parents' anniversary as well. And they're actually going through a divorce. And it's just hard times all together. But I really want you guys to think about your responses when you enter this. The second way to enter this is a VR. Now, if you leave a message below, it's going to be counted as one entry. If you do a video response, it's 2 entries. You can either do a VR or leave a comment. That way I don't have like 3 or 4 for one person, and I kind of want it to be fair, because how I see it, a comment is quick and fast. A video response actually takes some time and effort. Now this contest is running from today, as soon as I post this video, until August 15th at midnight. I would say Pacific Standard Time, because that's technically what it would be if I was back home. But I'm in Mountain Time, so it's going to be Mountain Time. That's either an 11 o'clock if you're on the West Coast, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning if you're on the East Coast. The prizes are going to be tobacco. If my budget allows it, I might include a pipe. But it's definitely going to be tobacco, and I will make sure to get enough quantities. For my local brick and mortar, I'm going to see about putting an order in at Pipes and Cigars also. See if they have anything that I can't get at my local brick and mortar. But I'm also going to see about doing Big Star Cigar, getting some tobacco from them and having that as a prize. I do know that, and this is mine, I haven't tried this one yet because I just haven't had time. Didn't realize I was magnetic. But I do know for a fact that Orlik Golden Slice will be in as a prize, as long as some other stuff from my local B&M, excuse me. This is my first contest, so sorry if I leave anything out. If you have any questions, just message me. But just as a reminder, there's 2 ways to enter. Leave a comment below, and that's 1 entry, or leave a VR, and that's 2. The contest does run from when I post this tonight to August 15th, so that gives you time to think about your responses. It's going to end at midnight on Mountain Time. So please try to get your entries in as soon as possible. I want to thank every one of my subscribers that I have so far. You guys mean a lot, especially Jimmy and his wife Brenda, Eric and Angela, Brother Boontar, Arrested Cobb, Stogie Fart, excuse me, Georgia Briarman, Rick Farah, and Joe Case. I love watching guys' videos, and especially Brenda, Jimmy Robinson, and Eric, and especially Angela. Thanks for being friends, and I wish you guys the best of luck. Have a great day.